WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year, and it's something that fans wait for all year. The best matches are reserved for this show. It's hard to believe WrestleMania used to take place in arenas with occasional offering in stadiums. However, that all changed after WrestleMania 22, being the final WrestleMania not to be held in a stadium. Although the pandemic ensured WrestleMania would be behind closed doors in 2020, WWE reflects their muscles during WrestleMania season. So today we're going to look at the 10 best WrestleManias in history, starting off with 37 Night 1. WWE welcomed fans back to WrestleMania for the first time in 13 months, and wrestlers performed in front of a live crowd. The rain may have delayed it, but as soon as it started, it was exceptional. Bobby Lashley conquered Drew McIntyre to keep the WWE Championship. Cesaro and Seth Rollins produced a brilliant match. Bad Bunny caught the attention. AJ Styles and Omos got the tag team titles, and Braun Strowman seeing off Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair made history, being the first two black women to headline WrestleMania. They hit a home run in a SmackDown Women's Championship match, with Belair ending the Boss's title. In number 9 is WrestleMania 22, and the tagline of this show was big time, and WWE certainly did that on this show with the quality they had. There were 5 championship bouts on the card and 2 new champions crowned. Mickie James ended Trish Stratus' 447-day Women's Championship run in a heck of a bout. AJ became Mick Foley in a violent hardcore match, and he sent Foley through a fiery table with a spear. Shawn Michaels and Mr. McMahon's no holds barred match was entertaining. Mysterio departed with the heavyweight championship, and John Cena beat Triple H in a competitive WWE title match to close out a star-studded show. Moving on then to number 8, and that is WrestleMania 10. It's arguably the greatest WrestleMania of the 90s. The show got off to a hot start with Owen Hart upsetting his brother Bret in a memorable opener. It's unquestionably the greatest opening match in the history of Mania. Yokozuna pulled double duty as he defended the WWE Championship against Lex Luger and Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon's ladder match to crown the undisputed Intercontinental Champion was legendary. Ultimately, the Hitman got his revenge for a year prior as he reclaimed the championship from Yokozuna in the main event. With the opening match and the main event, Yokozuna putting double duty, it definitely is one of the greatest Manias ever. In number 7 is WrestleMania 20. In 2004, WrestleMania turned 20, and WrestleMania 20 emanated from, of course, the famous Madison Square Garden. The card was jam-packed, and there were some enthralling matches and moments on the show. John Cena dethroning Big Show for the US title in his first Mania outing. The Undertaker returning as Dead Man and defeating Kane, his brother, of course, at WrestleMania for the 7th time. Trish Stratus turned heel by betraying Chris Jericho and siding with Christian. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar were both on their way out, with fans booing the match was a low light. Victoria retained the women's title, Molly Holly getting her head shaved bald. However, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit were both victorious and embraced at the end of the show. Moving on then to number 6, and that's WrestleMania 31. It's best remembered for the heist of the century, of course. Seth Rollins making history as the first man to successfully cash in Money in the Bank on the grandest stage of them all. He interrupted Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns' championship match and pinned Reigns to secure the belt. Sting made his WWE in-ring debut, but it was a losing effort against Triple H. The Undertaker bounced back from losing the streak by defeating Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton executed one of the best RKO's of all time on Seth Rollins en route to victory, before, of course, later in the night, Seth Rollins became the world champion. Number 5 is WrestleMania 21. John Cena and Batista signalled the changing of the guard at this show, and both men picked up their maiden world titles. Cena defeated JBL. Batista followed suit by defeating Triple H. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero's grudge match was great, and Edge won the inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match. The Undertaker went 13-0 at WrestleMania as he overcame Randy Orton, which kick-started one of the feuds at 2005. Other results included Trish Stratus retaining the Women's Championship against an inexperienced Kirsty Hem, and Kurt Angle saw off Shawn Michaels in what is now a surefire instant classic. Moving on then to number 4, and that is WrestleMania 24. The first WrestleMania to be held outdoors since WrestleMania 9. Fans bid farewell to Ric Flair's WWE career as Shawn Michaels sealed his fate with a sweet chin music. Punk completed the first leg of his back-to-back Money in the Bank ladder match chance in a spectacular fashion. Big Show was humbled by Floyd Mayweather in an entertaining showdown. Moreover, Randy Orton retained the WWE Championship in a triple threat match against his two major rivals in Triple H and John Cena. In the main event, Edge and Undertaker stole the show with the Phenom clinching the World Heavyweight Championship for the second straight Mania. As well, but yeah, this show will be remembered for the last match of Ric Flair's career, or at least what we thought. WrestleMania 30 is number 3, and it fired on all cylinders with some excellent and memorable matches and moments. Daniel Bryan defeated Triple H, and he inserted himself into the championship match between Randy Orton and Batista in the main event. The Shield Edge passed the Authorities, Kane, and New Age Outlaws in a 6-man tag team match. John Cena saw off Bray Wyatt, but perhaps the most shocking result of the night was Brock Lesnar ending Undertaker's 21-0 WrestleMania unbeaten record. Nevertheless, fans went home happy as Bryan captured the WWE Championship Championship in an enthralling main event. But yeah, of course, it was a WrestleMania remembered by Daniel Bryan and The Undertaker's streak. In number 2 is WrestleMania 19. There's a case to be made that this was the greatest Mania of all time. There were several marquee matchups on the card. Shawn Michaels defeated Chris Jericho in arguably the best match of the night. Hulk Hogan decimated Mr. McMahon in Street Fight. And Trish Stratus recaptured the women's title by defeating Victoria and Jazz in a triple threat match. Austin wrestled his final match to date before the one against Kevin Owens against The Rock, with Rock finally getting his Mania win over Austin. Triple H beat Booker T in a World Heavyweight title contest, and Brock Lesnar ended Kurt Angle's championship reign in a hard-fought battle in our main event. In WrestleMania 17, though, has to be number 1. It's people's all-time favourite WrestleMania. The card was stacked from top to bottom with some magnificent matches. Chris Jericho was the only champion who retained their title. He beat William Regal in the opening match to retain the IC title. China squashed Ivory to win the Women's Championship. Moreover, Edge and Christian prevailed in TLC 2, and Shane McMahon beat his father, Mr. McMahon, in Street Fight. The final 2 matches were filled with star power, and The Undertaker defeated Triple H to go 9-0 at WrestleMania, and Steve Austin defeated The Rock for the second time in 3 years to kickstart yet another title reign with the belt. So yeah, that for me is the best WrestleMania match of all time. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't stop going to for daily wrestling news and subscribe to our channel, it's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.